Intro. Intro. Right, we're recording. Hi, everyone. So, Adam Galay, this is a very special episode. We have a guest, our very first time in the show. He's
Third,
third time in the show. No,
no, third guest.
yeah, third guest, maybe a third guest. So, for our listeners, if we ever have listeners, she's also a friend of the show, right? She knows everyone. We met, I think, in person in Miami. We're not gonna say what company. We're not gonna say what project because it's not anything we say here is not in any way related to what we do in real life. This is just
Wow, what a
extra
disclaimer.
disclaimer. The disclaimer. So we have I don't have much um introduction. I'm just gonna say a friend of the show, one of our I think it's safe to say one of our managers, right? Galay? Yeah, it's
Mentor.
Friend.
a
Maybe
mentor. Oh yeah,
mentor, right?
Life
mentor. Yeah,
Life
we look
coach.
life mentor, like life coach, everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Aileen. Yay! I'm gonna.
Woo!
Where's my? Oh, no, sorry, sorry. No, sorry. There it is. Yay! I need to label the buttons here. Just where's applause? Where's
I
the
like this
drums?
one.
There.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, the intro.
thank you for
So
inviting me. I know it's been a long time coming. Invite me a while, long time ago,
yeah,
but I'm a little
yeah,
shy.
we're preparing our setup, Eileen, just so it will be because we know it's extra special if you're a guest, so we have to like bring our because Glyza and Adam's lighting is not like that last time. they
No,
just
Yeah, we have
they
to
just
move
fixed it.
our.
Yeah, they just
first
fixed
Yeah,
time.
it
we have to
today.
move it this
Yeah,
side.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the best it's ever looked, actually. This is
Mhm.
definitely,
Usually, it's on the light is on our side.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
they
we,
just
we,
yeah, go
what,
ahead.
what,
I was just gonna say they just brought back the flag at the back, the
Oh yeah,
Philippine
yeah.
and U.S. flag.
Oh,
Yeah,
that we did not move that. It was always been there. It's just the.
and there.
but it's brought
I don't know
back
if
on
you're.
camera.
Yeah, I don't know if Eileen did you see that when we were at Miami, Eileen? That was there, right? The flag
No, I
or
think I saw
no?
it in one of your like dance videos, like the
Oh
Tala.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like oh my gosh.
Oh, you have
Well,
dance video? Oh,
we did the
That was
Tala
like
challenge.
From 5 years.
the Sarah.
Geronimo.
that was
Yeah.
5 years ago.
That was
Oh
back
wow.
when I was still trying to get Glyza to fall in love with me. So I was open
Uh,
to doing more.
you were
Yeah,
doing
we
everything.
weren't
Yeah,
we weren't married yet, so.
I was still trying
Oh
to
yeah.
impress her.
You're doing everything that she asked you to do so that
Yeah.
she marries you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah, sure.
wow.
We'll do a dance for sure. Yeah, we can put it on YouTube. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
It's not on YouTube.
That's not
Do
on
we have
YouTube.
it? Do we have it now? Should we show it to? No, I'm kidding.
No, it's not on YouTube.
But the
All down history.
You have to go back in time and like scroll.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
You have to be really
mentioned-
famous though for someone to look for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like you
Yeah.
have to try and cancel us and go through
Yeah, they have to
everything we've
translate
ever
it.
done.
See. See. Wait, you were saying something, Adam? Sorry. I was
It was just about what you said earlier about Miami, and I feel like even though we all spent time together in Miami, it was cut short. When COVID hit, we kind of stayed inside our apartments from then on, and I never really saw y'all again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I remember like helping you guys move, or maybe somebody else move out, and then after that, it's COVID, and yeah, you just left
And that's
Miami. I remember.
yeah, it was like 3 or 4 more months in Miami, and then we decided to leave. And then obviously you went to you moved. We all moved away from Miami except for no, Ryan too.
For Dale.
Dale.
Dale's
Yeah, that
there.
was the
Yeah.
only one.
Yeah, I moved out because I hate the condo situation back then.
Yeah.
Because I can't really go far.
Yeah, and
You don't
it's
have a
too
yard to go to. So
yeah, it's getting expensive.
Yeah.
Too.
Expensive.
That's
Technically, you're in a prison. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're locked down, and you can't go to these places that are like.
I would get dizzy from the heights. I don't know how you live so high up where you did, Eileen, because I would get dizzy going out on the balcony and feeling like, oh my God, I'm way too high up. It doesn't seem.
Maybe
We
she's
They're
went like
comfortable.
16th floor.
Yeah.
16th, we're kind in the middle.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Maybe
like
just
that place. I can see the the water, but yeah, it's just really bad when COVID hit because going out entails because we were at the top floor. Going out means we have to battle all people on like going in the elevator, and a lot of them have no masks, and some of them are coughing. So it was, and we had a kid, so we were really scared. So we're like, you know what, we need to go. So
Yeah.
yeah,
mhm.
that was the worst part for me. And also getting
Yeah.
groceries even back then, like we do the delivery, but grabbing them,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Oh,
Mhm.
terrible.
tell them the crazy
Yes, sir.
story about that grocery in Miami
Oh yeah.
when during COVID.
Oh yeah. So at the height of COVID, like at the very height when everyone was all freaked out and they were restricting the amount of people that could go into the grocery stores, um, I went to the grocery store to get food, and obviously the shelves were like halfway empty, and I would buy enough groceries to last us for a whole week. So it was a really full grocery cart,
Mhm.
and everyone is like 6 feet apart and masks on, and some people have the
That-
full
the
face.
double,
The
It was
face
double
when
mask. Yeah.
mask.
yeah, it was when no
Yeah.
one knew how bad it was, and everyone was just so scared. And I was in line, and I like to check out, or no, I wasn't even in line to check out. I was at the cheese aisle, and I went to grab a thing of cheese, and my cart was completely gone.
Huh?
I was like, "What?
Oh.
What the?" And I thought I was going crazy. Like I know I had a cart full of things. It has to be somewhere. And I looked over every single aisle. I was like, "Where did my cart go?" And then I looked, and some guy was checking out in the checkout line with my cart full of my food. I was like, "Hey, man." I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, "Surely this is a mistake." And I was like, "Hey, this is my cart. I think you grabbed the wrong cart." And he was like, looked at me like, "Oh crap, I just got caught." And then he just ran away. And he like didn't have his own cart. He didn't even like protest with me. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna do that now? Okay, fine." Like what? We're grabbing
Oh.
people's carts.
That's
Do you,
It was
Maybe,
desperate.
do you
yeah.
think
Maybe you
he's
had.
thinking if he's
He was gonna pay
planning
for
to
it,
pay for it?
but he just didn't want to pick up all the food because there wasn't any food on the shelves.
Yeah. Maybe you had the last toilet paper, so that's why he tried to like steal your cart.
Maybe it
Oh,
was on the
No.
top of the
what's it called? The tabot? Tabot?
tabo.
Tabo?
Tabo.
Tabot.
Tabo.
There's
Yeah.
no
You
That's when
T.
I learned.
There's no T at the end.
That's when I learned how to use a tabot.
Well,
I
from.
don't need toilet paper anymore.
why
Oh,
you don't
I was trying to connect.
what about a bidet?
Or a bidet, or just the bathtub. Honestly, whatever. I'm just kidding.
No, this is such a waste of water if you have like if you do it in the bathtub. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No.
But-
I
Yeah.
imagine the bathtub situation,
Yeah.
but okay.
He's just kidding. Like yeah. Adam's kidding.
I'm kidding. I would never do that.
Yeah.
But it was.
But yeah, maybe he's
desperate
trying to steal. Maybe you have the last. What do you call? I'm trying to think. What item do you have that he doesn't?
time. I had all the
Maybe
good
so.
stuff.
Yeah.
It took me so long to get into the grocery store, to wait in line, to go through every aisle, to get a week's worth of food, and then he sniped
Yeah.
it from me. And his reaction wasn't like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was like, "Oh crap, he got me." And then he
Yeah.
like
Did you
walked
get
away
it
like he was
back, your
mad.
full card?
I did. I was like, "Hey, this is mine, man. Like, I don't know what your problem
He was
is.
gonna fight
This is
him.
my food."
He was
I
gonna
wasn't gonna fight him. I mean, I wasn't gonna fight him. If he tried to fight me, I would say, "All right, fine, it's yours." But I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
like this is no way to act."
You were
And he
so
was like,
relieved. Like, oh, thank God, he's not gonna
Yeah.
fight.
"Because I don't want to have to start over again."
Yeah.
But
But
it
it's
was
weird
like a
someone would
bully. He was a
steal.
bully. Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah,
a
it's weird
bully.
someone would steal a cart because you need different things. I don't know. It could be
Very strange.
maybe he's exactly. He's also guy same age,
Yeah.
just married.
Yeah,
Just
it's like, oh my
that's,
god, the
needing
same
the
grocery
same
list as
thing.
us. Beans, rice,
Yeah.
chicken. Oh my god.
Yeah, maybe he was
Like,
looking at his list and saying, "Oh, this is all I need. It's all right here, yeah,
you're
right next to the cheese."
Thank you, God. You've given me a cart full of food.
Free personal sample.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway,
Or was it this is Miami? So it was in
the Publix.
Publix. Okay,
The
yeah.
Publix down the
I was
road.
gonna say
from
Whole
us.
Foods, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. I haven't heard that. one of my friends had a story in Austin, but it was different because she's also like got sent there for work, so she was doing groceries and then she was calling me. I don't know why. I wasn't there. She was calling me and then she told me like she forgot her wallet and then she can't do the checkout. And I was like, and I just answered like, why don't you just leave the basket there and then go home? So you don't have any wallet because you're not in the checkout yet. She said no, she's so ashamed to leave those stuff. And I just told her like, no one really cares about you in there. It's not the Philippines, right? No one knows you there. Just leave the basket and then go home.
So
And then
much.
that's it. I don't know why she was like calling because she left her wallet and she needs someone to pay. I don't know. Is it here? Yeah, I'm just sharing what because it's a grocery story.
I've done that all the
Grocery.
time. Like,
Yeah.
I would shop for. Like, I need 10 objects, and then if I can't find like the last two, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna leave this there. I'm gonna go to another shop.
Gonna
Yeah,
quit.
that's
Yeah.
how. I
No,
don't
no.
care. Somebody will pick up the stuff and put it back in the shelf. But yeah, it's a little terrible. But yeah, I've
Just
done
Yeah, I
that
think
as
it's fine. Right?
just hide it a little bit.
well.
Oh, behind.
Or if you or if you're too nice that you return like each one. So it's like
No,
doing reverse groceries, right? You're
no,
walking out the aisle and then
Justin. Yeah, Justin
putting
would
back
do
the
that, but I'm like,
oh
no,
really?
I don't have time for this.
Well, if you're
Yeah.
if you're shopping for clothes and you pick out clothes and you decide not to buy them, don't you just like hang them outside the dressing rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
clothes
You
are
don't put your
different though.
clothes back.
You're from, canned goods, cookies, toiletries. Yeah, it's kind of weird, like putting them back to the shelves. Yeah,
But yeah,
I even have one still in Austin before where one of our housemates was when he buys something he reads everything in the label. I remember we were already like lining up the checkout counter and then we saw me just like reading the each label, like looking at the ingredients. I don't know. He's so what do I call that?
Wow.
He's so
For
conscious.
nutrition facts or
Yeah, I
something.
think I don't know. He's looking, and then when he was talking, oh, have you seen the sugar? This thing is like 15%, and then like I don't really care. Oh wow! And then so we always make a joke about him because usually the setup in there is like there's only one car, right? And then you all go to groceries.
Mhm.
That and then it's so annoying. Is so you're already done, and then some guys are like reading the reading the I don't know. It's like a tomato sauce ingredients.
It's like
Yeah.
almonds. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Get
Yeah.
Was
Just
he the
remember that.
driver?
2 hours long.
Yeah, he was the driver, so we can't really
No
we
choice.
can't really do anything. Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Probably in his
maybe
mind. Yeah, in his mind,
maybe
but probably like they're gonna wait for me anyway. I don't care.
maybe he was doing it on purpose. It's like, oh, let's see.
No, I don't think he's like that. It's just fun.
Well, good thing we have Ubers now. You don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can go
much
ahead.
easier.
Mhm.
Goodness.
Nutrition
What else was
facts.
in Miami? Yeah, it's very short, right? Because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You only
Yeah.
We went
stayed
out to
there
dinner like twice.
10 months, I think.
I think all of us went out to dinner maybe 2 times. Once for your
Yeah,
birthday.
That shabu shabu, is it the shabu shabu place?
The hot pot.
Hot
Yeah.
pot.
no, hot,
yeah.
hot pot. Yeah.
That was
I
great.
remember one barbecue, and that's it.
Yeah, and then we did the barbecue.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
So sad
That was in that
That was it.
because we were all like,
area.
it could have been such a great time because I think all of us would have really gotten along, and that was when I met Dale, and I fell in
Mhm.
love with him. You know,
Yeah. Love it, Dale.
you know,
Yeah.
as a friend,
Yeah.
friendly love, and really, I met you, Louis. Right?
Yeah.
That's where I met Louis. So yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was- without Miami, this podcast certainly wouldn't exist.
Yeah, it wouldn't exist for sure. Yeah. It was a dinner, right? I think you invited at your place at that time, Kalay.
Maybe.
We had
yeah.
sketty,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
we had
Yeah.
a
You think that
we
was
had
it?
one of those. Yeah, one of those nights. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, Dale was there. But I think when you guys left, Me and Dale
Yeah.
were still like, because Miami was open during COVID. Not really, it's not as restricted as other states that time. You see everyone like, they say it's only 20% capacity, but it doesn't look like 20% capacity in there. Yeah. There's,
Mm.
I think that's a trademark with Miami back then.
Yeah.
They're not really following the, I know, but
Yeah.
Florida, I think Florida. Then yeah.
When
So
did
that's
you
why I
move?
got COVID there too. Yeah, that's the effect.
I was like trying to like piece all like the dates and months. When did you move, Miss A?
Move
In
out or
Georgia?
you move?
You.
We
We
moved
Move
moved
out?
out
out
Miami.
June 2020. Yeah. I
Okay.
remember because
Oh,
that's the time we were able to buy the house.
wow.
Oh
Mm.
That's
yeah.
a good time to buy a house.
And then a new
Yeah.
car too, right?
Mhm.
You had that new car.
Yeah, if we waited a little longer, we would have gotten a better, rate. Uh,
Ah,
we're
yeah.
good. I think you and yeah, you both better
We
rate.
had a really good interest rate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just got lucky. We needed a house at that time. It just worked out that way. Sometimes
Mhm.
you get lucky. I think
Mm-hmm.
we certainly
Yeah,
didn't time it.
yeah, that was a big thing. When I read, I've heard from podcasts, and then some of the news where the real estate were cheaper back then.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
But it usually calibrates back, right? After 5 years. That's it.
I hope
No,
Usually
so.
bank does that, right? They redo the interest and then
no, that's
you
only
know.
in the Philippines. Here, it's not. If you have a fixed 30 year,
Oh really? Ah, okay.
yeah, it doesn't change. It's the same rate
Yeah.
throughout.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So
I
that's
mean,
why
there's
people.
there's
Yeah.
other loans that are different, but I think that the
Mhm.
regular one. I think you got that same right.
Yep, you could do a fixed
Yeah.
rate or
30,
you could do a variable rate, but fixed rate is the more common,
yeah.
and uh,
Mm.
and that's why people refinance their loan if the rates go down. They can get a lower interest rate,
Mm-hmm.
and take
Mm.
advantage of that. Um, but the prices of homes are so high. We were looking, just curious to find if we wanted a different house, and they're so expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's crazy.
Apart from you can't find, and same the house in the same price range, the rates are just up like so. It's still at 6%, right now, right?
Yeah,
I got
Yes.
mine around 3%.
Yeah.
So if I did the 6%, that's almost twice the mortgage.
Yeah.
So if
Mhm.
we're paying 2,000, it's gonna be 4,000. So
yeah. It's just
I
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
It's
So
yeah,
we're gonna stay here for at least a while.
for a while
oh
until it
well,
goes
Save
hopefully
a
back
lot of
up.
well.
money instead of paying mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And usually 10 years. Is it the same there?
yeah, it's
20,
this
20,
for 30 years.
like
30
30
years.
years. Oh, 30 years.
Yeah, 30 or 15
Oh
are
yeah,
the
it depends.
Oh,
It
30. Oh
really
yeah.
depends on
I don't think we have 30 years in the Philippines. They are usually just 20 or
Yeah,
25. I think 25 the biggest one. The
mm,
pag-ibig loan, 25. But usually people just go with 15 or 20.
yeah.
mm,
My
Yeah.
mortgage in the Philippines is 15 years only. It won't go higher than that, and it calibrates every 5 years. So I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. It
Yeah,
kind of
because
a little bit.
yeah, that's what happens here. So they usually do a promo. They say, "Oh, the interest is blah blah blah," but when you read it, it's only in the first 5 years. So maybe after 5 years, it
yeah.
jumps. So there's always that risk. Because I remember in here, there some people, I don't know what you call it. They were for assume.
Adjusted.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they try to
Oh,
sell
yes,
their
home
house, and then since
equity.
it's in a existing loan, so they sell it. Those guys, they need someone else to continue the loan, so there's more paperwork. So that's why it's so common here. And then some stories they say, oh, because the interest change, and then it's really hard to keep up with monthly.
Oh.
Some of the even them are even sad because the bank already, they, what they call this, they take
Um,
your house already, because you haven't paid for, like, I think this they if only just 2 months, they send the collections,
Wow.
agency, or the stuff. That's why mice always recalibrates after 5 years. Don't believe what they say. Oh, it's only 3% now, but no, they're gonna make up for it in the next 5 years.
Wow.
I did
yeah.
not know that.
That's well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
near.
That's good to know because
Mm.
I think
That's
that
Yeah,
terrible
it's
because
expensive. Yeah,
they just want you to sign. The banks just want you to
yeah,
sign. And then
because
even I did not know that my interest rate is calibrated. Like for me, I can afford whatever that increase in after the fifth year, right? But for other people who can't, like,
Yeah.
have more money put into the mortgage, that's really, hard.
Yeah, it's hard, and then you realize it after a few years. It's fine if if your income increase by
Yeah.
significantly after 5 years, but usually it's more expensive. The increase is more expensive in the mortgage
How
rather
much
than
is
that
the
what your
increase
income
here, though? Like how from from this to that, how much is the
I mean, it was
I
a
think
$3 million pesos home.
pesos.
So when
Yeah.
I bought it, and I was paying, I think, 16,000, and it went up to 22,000.
20.
I
Yeah,
did not
yeah,
know. I did not know
yeah,
that it already changed. So I actually had to pay. I was actually what do you call this when you haven't paid properly?
yeah. There's
Uh, I was back paid like 2 months because my
mm,
funds from the bank is not enough to cover for the mortgage.
mm,
like
So they
the
had to call
escrow
me
or
and say,
I don't know.
"Hey,
Wow.
yeah, we're gonna acquire property if you don't if you don't pay this
yeah,
much." And that's when I realized, like, oh, they adjusted it. So I mean, it's a small
mm,
increase, but I didn't know it because I had the
yeah,
auto pay. But yeah, well,
hmm,
also we
Man,
still have the
yeah.
house.
That's
do they
good.
ever
Yeah.
lower it, or does it just go
No,
up
just
and up?
goes up.
No, I don't think it's gonna
It's like a tuition
lower.
fee. Never
Oh my God, it's so sad.
never decreases.
Yeah,
It's
like
That's
always
when I ask people, like younger people here in college, when I ask them, how much your tuition now? And then it's like, I think it's already like twice my tuition last time in college.
How
Twice or
much
even
was
three
your
times.
tuition
Yeah.
in the Philippines for one semester?
No, for me, it was even, it wasn't even cheap back then. Like the most expensive I got like in the last years because there's laboratory fees. I think it's like 30,000.
Yeah,
It's
around that.
25 and then 30. That was like the expensive at that time.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
yeah.
what's your school? Yeah.
San Carlos, yeah, and it was
Oh,
an engineering course, so it
yeah.
was one of the it's one of the expensive in that time. It was it's still expensive now, but it's not 30 anymore. I think it's like close to like 90 or something like that,
My
and that's
God.
just Cebu. So imagine those schools in like maybe more expensive schools in Manila, or
Yeah.
in those
I mean, I graduated in
trimester. Yeah.
UST, and that
Mm-hmm.
was 2005. It's 30,000. So
Mm-hmm.
it was your time. It went up already that time.
Mm-hmm. Should
Isn't
be
it
50
crazy?
by that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
wow.
I don't know now,
Yeah.
We're
but it's
we're
still more
talking in a
expensive
thousand,
to
but it's
send
not
kids
really.
here in the US. So
Mm.
we're talking in pesos, by the way.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured it.
basically.
I'm making conversions in my head.
Yeah, Adam's like 30,000.
Divided by
Like,
50.
how
Something like that.
what was your whole what was your tuition fee?
My tuition fee. So my tuition fee was um, it was large.
I can't remember.
I don't
You can
know. I
remember
can't
that.
remember.
I know.
Oh
Like,
man, because I went to the South
80?
Carolina University.
80,000 for all.
No, for all it was like in dollars or pesos.
Well, if you can
just
convert,
in dollar.
then
You want to convert it?
All right, I'll give it to you in Canadian dollars. That's probably the easiest way to say it.
In
Um,
euro.
I think
Yeah.
it was like it was probably like
Yeah.
30,000
for the
Dollars
whole four
or
for the whole
years,
thing.
for the whole 4 years,
Is that a lot or
Not the
little?
whole 4
I don't
years.
know.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's like 30. I think it was like 6,000 a year.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think
Yeah,
some people have like
Oh
hundred
yeah.
Mhm.
dollars.
but I had some scholarships
it's
too, so I
also
didn't have to pay it all.
it's also in state, right? So
Yeah, in state
yeah.
and there's scholarships, and it wasn't too
So
bad.
it wouldn't be
Maybe
as
something like
expensive.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
Because for, I know for me, I always remember it because I'm not from here. I'm not from Cebu, so I'm from Butuan, and then so my parents send me money just to pay tuition. So that's why I know how much it is and how much,
yeah.
and they give me the
Okay.
exact amount to pay for the to the cashier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of students here, like some of my friends, like in the earlier years, like first year, second year, yeah, some of them they don't really pay their tuition, and then after 2 years they get sent back home because they don't pay their tuition. Like their
Well,
parents think they're paying, but yeah, after like maybe a semester, oh they have, and then they confess to their parents, oh I haven't really paying, and then so they go home. Yeah, so a lot of stories like that, like students who are, I don't know,
I don't
You're
know.
not
yeah,
asking for
The-
receipts.
How could you do that? That's
Oh,
crazy.
mom,
No,
sorry, I lost the
yeah,
receipt.
but so it takes you like a few months, right? Until your parents notice, like, oh, you're not really enrolled. You're just there playing computer games. Yeah,
Jeez, I would be
yeah.
so
There's a lot.
stressed out to be
Yeah.
like to be a criminal. Not that that's criminal necessarily, but like to break the law and do stuff like that. My conscience would weigh so heavily on me. I wouldn't have fun. I wouldn't be able to just sit and play video games and waste money knowing that I'm going to be kicked out of college. I wouldn't be able to enjoy that. I need the peace of mind to, right? I mean, could you be a,
Yeah.
Yeah,
could you
No,
do
I
that?
can do that. Yeah, I can. I don't know
I
with
could.
the life. I don't know.
I did not pay my tuition.
What do you mean?
There's a scholarship.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
he's
saying.
she's
I had scholarships too, so I think my number I gave you was like minus the
I
scholarship.
can't really say if I'll keep the money or I'll pay it. 'Cause I didn't have
So
the
you were a
experience.
working student. You worked.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
100%.
your setup?
Yeah, working student.
You did whatever they said.
What do you
just
mean?
Like
maintain a certain grade. Yeah.
if you didn't sweep the floors, they would just kick you out of college.
That's
No, they're
very
just gonna.
specific. But
Like
Yeah,
if you didn't do your job,
like,
I,
you
I
don't,
think they.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
they slap your hand first, and then don't do it again, Galay.
It's your first. If you do it
First
3
offense.
times, you're out. No,
jeez.
No.
no. Yeah, I mean, if you don't
Yeah.
do your job, then you're out of the scholarship because that's part.
Yeah,
of
you're a
it.
working student too, Galay, right?
Yeah,
You were a working student.
Yeah, I was.
Did you work for the scholarship or do you actually work like an actual job?
I pray.
You prayed.
You prayed. Yeah, you that too. Yeah,
Because
you
I
do
was
that too.
Right,
Yeah.
only.
I work.
Should probably always pray.
Yeah.
I work for the school. Like I'm a
Yeah.
scholar for the school, and I pray too
Mm.
because they're one of the number one qualification is you need to be Catholic.
How do they prove that?
Catholic school.
Yeah,
You make the sign of a cross. Yeah.
There's cross. And
Yeah. So you always
there's
do
like
like, I'm gonna eat now, guys, and then you do the.
I will.
And then, so just to prove to them, yeah. Father, I'm gonna pray now. Okay. It's fine. There's a lot of Catholics in the Philippines. It's not really a big deal. Unless you're like a very different religion, right? You're.
Yeah, it's
No,
very-
I don't want to make a joke about the other because
Let's
You might-
let's slow down.
slow down. Yeah, I'm not gonna make jokes about
I
other
think we can
religions.
adjust.
Yeah. Even though it's funny in my head, I'm not gonna tell that joke. I was thinking of something too, but it's just like
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it.
Yeah, I didn't know that you have to be Catholic for because yeah, that's a Catholic school. I remember. So they asked for your
Yeah.
baptismal certificate
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you. Mhm.
Needed to be confirmed as well, like confirmation stuff like that. So
Yeah, I mean it's a requirement too for other sacraments.
The thing is,
We're looking for that now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in UST, and it's a Catholic university. It's the oldest Catholic university in the Philippines, but they never asked me those things. So,
Yeah, I mean us too. Yeah.
They just
You
knew
see,
it.
oh yeah, I mean, you as a student you can enroll. Even there were
Oh,
there were
but not-
Muslims in there.
oh,
but
for the
just-
working.
just for the working scholar, you have to be Catholic for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can like any religion is open. It's
mm,
just for that.
For
working
them to
students,
sponsor you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess maybe in a way it makes sense because it's I think the church also funds, I don't know, maybe part of the school. Not sure. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Maybe they changed it now because of
I don't know.
their protest.
I don't know what the qualifications are, but I had to like write like 2-page
Essay.
essay about myself.
I'd love to read
Oh
that.
wow!
Do you have that somewhere?
I don't know, like we were,
It's like an application.
and it's like
Huh.
this.
Ma'am, sir.
We had to like go and we all did it together, like for that batch of applicants who were we sat down and then we have to write down back to back
Oh.
for So,
Also, you have to write it in there while you're applying. Oh, I thought you have. So it's not really. You can think about it first. You just. Oh, but
No.
did you know you were going to write an essay when you go there?
yeah.
Oh, okay. So at least you can at least prepare
I
for
was
it,
like,
right?
how would I make my penmanship bigger than you? Because I have to fill this up. Yeah, that was one of the things. I think there were like a lot of
Oh wow.
qualifications for that
So when you do in the Philippines, when you do like official letters like that, do you do it in English or do you do it in
in English.
English, yeah.
is that the standard? Is like English is the
Y-
because I noticed our
Uh,
wedding was like in
if
English.
yeah, if it's like yeah, it is the default
Yeah.
is maybe
It's
if it's
for
like a Filipino class, you have to write it in Tagalog.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually English. Like
It's usually English.
if you're late in school, like you will write like I will never be late again. You will write it in English, right? I will never be late again. I will never be late again. They let you fill out the entire. I remember that in high school. Like if you were
Really?
late, the teacher will make you write two pages, and then I will never be late again. I will never be late again. I will never be late again. Yeah. And after you finish the 2 pages, and then yeah, you can go to your class now. Yeah, there's
But
that
then you're
kind
even
of
more late
punishment.
because you're
Yeah,
right.
it's a punishment. So
Yeah.
some of us even make jokes like, "But you just write it the night before, and then like when you go to the you go to school, you have like, hey ma'am, here's the late paper, so I can go to the class."
Making copies at the printer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's mostly English. Yeah, I don't even remember writing like after high school. I don't no, maybe the first 2 years in college where there's Filipino classes, and after that, I haven't even written or read Filipino in Filipino, right?
Mm.
Because
yeah,
in work you don't really write in Filipino in work.
yeah. Everything is English in the Philippines. Even the law, the constitution
Yeah, the
is in English.
constitution, yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
it's not translated. Yeah, I don't think
yeah.
there's a Filipino version of it. Yeah.
If you're applying
Mm.
for stuff, it's still in English. There's not even a Taga or Filipino translations, even in school, everywhere. So
Mhm.
I mean, I like that. Like for me personally, but it also prevents me from learning your language because I can
Mm.
just rely on everyone at least half,
Yeah,
understanding English.
Mhm.
So it's
yeah, or
made me
talking to you
lazy.
in English. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I hate
Yeah.
that we have to do English for this podcast. I mean, you can switch
Talk
over.
about you.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
I'll
like
be
it's the captions are AI, right? And then there's no AI in Filipino yet. I think.
Yeah, because it's not
really.
a
Yeah.
language that people want to learn.
Yeah,
You have to like
Mm.
Rosetta Stone doesn't have like Messiah.
what?
You know, Rosetta
Was
Stone, like the app,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
those
It's like you have to
yeah.
apps.
like immerse with the language. You have to be actually in the Philippines or be in a community of Philippines that are using the
Mhm.
language. It's not something that you can easily learn.
Yeah,
And then
it
you
is.
have to be willing to learn too, because I have friends, in the gym
Yeah.
where they've been here like years now, but they can't speak Bisaya because they didn't really, I don't know, they're not really willing to learn. And then every
Yeah.
day people will talk to you in English because people are used to, there is not really a big problem for people here to talk in English. So yeah, so
Yeah.
they can get away maybe years here, almost 10 years. They're just never really learning. The people
Yeah.
I know that learn Bisaya are, priests, because that's what they do, right? You know, priests, those
Or
foreigners.
what
When
do
you
you call
hear mass, yeah.
My Morena girl.
my Morena girl?
My Morena.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, also that those
What is their religion again?
The Mormons.
Mormons. Those are
oh
the
he's the
They're the
singer
only
of that.
people crazy enough.
no, they're Mormons. So they
Oh,
had
the person singing that song who sang that song.
yeah, they're a group. They're like five white men from
Oh,
Utah.
I didn't know that. I mean, the
Yeah.
song's good. I didn't know they were
Yeah,
preaching the.
so like they usually try to learn the language because they stay in the Philippines for like 2-3 years, sometimes 5.
Yeah,
So like you'd be
A lot of
shocked. It's like
crazy.
they
Like,
start talking to you in Bisaya or it's like, oh my god,
yeah, and they're fluent with it too.
they're very fluent.
Yeah, there's a person that
So
we work with, right? I don't want to say the name. One of the functional people, and then I think he did that in Vietnam, I think, or Thailand. You know him, right? I think you know him. He's from. Uh, I don't want to. I've tried to describe him so that you will know, but if he hears this, you wouldn't know.
Be careful.
Yeah. If
what?
I say the module is gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be obvious. He wouldn't hear. So the purchasing
just
person.
We're getting
No.
oh,
close.
R
Yeah, yeah.
R.
He's
Okay.
yeah. Actually, Ryan told me this that oh yeah, that's why he knows. I forgot which country, if it's
RW, right?
Vietnam or Thailand, yeah, or some yeah, because he did that because he's a
He's that.
member
Yeah,
of
I
that.
know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Really. I know
Think I
Galay knows, but yeah, you know him. I don't want to say the name.
Just yeah, just text
I don't
me.
want to bleep it out because it's hard. It's tough to like find the word and then like that. But yeah, he's and then that's why I know that story where oh yeah they go to I think it's part of their they have to do it. I don't know if they all of them have to, or
I
if
think
you.
yeah.
I think if you're a scholar, if you're their scholar, like if they pay for your tuition, I think that's part of it
What
because I
school
think
was that
that's what.
again? What school was that again? The Mormon school?
BYU.
BYU.
Yeah,
Oh, I think it's a
Brigham Young.
LDS now, right? This is the correct way of
Yeah.
they're not really they don't want to them to be called Mormons. It's what was that? Latter Day
Latter Day Saints.
Saints.
Latter
Yeah,
Day Saints. They
that's
they all seem like nice people, but
LDS.
whenever
mhm.
someone moves to, we had a coworker move to Utah, and everyone was like, "Oh, he must be Mormon." Like, is everyone in Utah Mormon? I don't know.
It's a great,
Wonder
great,
why.
great city
It's
or great
their
state.
I seem like great people.
that's like their main.
Hey, if you're
Uh,
Mormon, write a comment down below and tell
yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah. We love all
Yeah, that's
religions.
like I
We love more men and more women.
I was
All
this
right.
like I had this experience where I was riding a jeepney. This was
Shit.
back in before I came to the US, and I was me and my friends, and then this guy. There were two Caucasian Caucasian
Yeah,
men, or like I don't know, they're so young. They're like early
yeah,
20s, and we started talking about it. And then like one of my friends were like, oh, cute," or something like that. But we're talking in Bisaya, and then the guy beside me started talking to the other guy, and then talking to the driver in Bisaya. It's like, oh no, it's so embarrassing. It's like, oh, they're Mormons. It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
oh no, it's like,
so they
oh my
knew what
god.
you were saying?
Huh? They
yeah. They
understood
understood.
what we're
Oh, that's
saying. They
Yeah.
so
didn't say
cringy.
anything, but I was like,
Mm.
oh no, we're talking about them. And then they know they understood what you're
Yeah.
saying. It's so
Oh, that would
embarrassing.
be fun.
So I was
It
just
was
like,
fun.
I kind of learned my lessons. Like,
Yeah, most of them.
no.
Surprised they didn't, talk to you and then um tried to,
They're trying to
read
ask for
something
that's
or no, read something from the
I know what
Bible,
you said.
what you
Yeah.
said.
I was like,
They might even read something in Bisaya by the Bisaya Bible, right? They might even understand it.
or maybe they like started talking about that to let us know that they
They can
know, like they
understand.
understand.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And maybe it turns out that's the only
it
Bisaya they know,
was
right?
so embarrassing. Why they're so fluent? They're like, there's no way.
Yeah, if I go up and say salamat, they'll go, oh, he does not speak.
I mean, so I don't even know how
Why?
they teach that, right? Because I haven't been in those classes, Bisaya classes,
I think
right?
what
There's no,
they
we don't have
do.
subjects. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
I'd love
don't
to
know
learn
how
it though.
to, do they start with words? Do they start with sentences? I don't know.
I would mess with people though if I could speak it fluently, because I know people talk about me when I walk in the mall and stuff. I'd freak people out. Just like
Yeah,
just like what happened with you. Turn around and be like, I heard what you said. How dare you?
yeah, I mean, you would hear keywords maybe.
But
I think I
they,
Afam.
saw a blog from a Canadian guy that actually does that. Like,
yeah,
Oh really?
yeah, yeah. What's his name? He's very famous in the
Is he
Philippines.
like a YouTuber?
He has this like band on his.
Oh, have we seen him before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kulas.
Colas?
Kulas is this? Yeah,
Colas.
is it
Kulas.
Pagan?
Colas.
No,
I
oh,
think his name
it's
is,
the guy who's living in the Philippines. But
Yeah,
I
Kulas.
saw another one who's Canadian, and he's in this app that just randomly gives you somebody to chat, and then he
Oh.
normally
mm,
goes with, like with Filipino people, I guess, and then they will start talking in English, and then suddenly, and some people have like other people in their videos, and they would chat about the guy, and then suddenly the
Mm.
guy would say, "Hey, why are you talking about me in Tagalog?"
Oh
So
man,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
right.
that's his
yes,
content for the longest time, basically.
Yeah,
So
I love
yeah,
Ah.
that. I would love to
yeah,
see that. Especially you have to speak both languages probably to get the humor of it all.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hmm
for those that do, that'd be a great skill to have. I wish I could just transport like your knowledge of it and just insert it in my brain like a microchip. You know?
yeah. Like the Matrix. I think we
Yeah.
have talked about this like last time. Yeah,
upload.
yeah. Just upload. So useful skill. But then again,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the only people who's gonna learn more. Those people who can afford that technology, right? And then the gap will be so big because rich people are gonna be so smart,
It's true. That's true.
right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
Money.
that where you don't really need to spend time reading anymore. You just because right now, like if it's let's say the I know I don't want to say books because no one really reads books anymore. So, but let's say if you go back, that where there's only books, right? If you there's certain books who are expensive, so only people who can afford that book will be able to read it, and then only for you to learn that what's in that book is get a copy or but you still have to read it. So even though if you can afford that, you can't afford that book once even if you can afford it, you still have to read it. But right now, but if that technology happens, right, or exists, so if the only barrier is just if you can afford that, you can
Yeah,
just learn it right away. So it'll be the gap will be faster. You don't even have to like do anything. I don't know if it makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense. I
Yeah.
know it makes
Knowledge
sense.
is
I
power.
see you're nodding. Yeah, you're
yeah.
nodding.
No, it
Yeah.
makes
Yeah,
sense. But
but
what
it's so
would happen?
useful though. Yeah, I can think
What
of a
would
lot of
happen first, that
applications.
or AI taking over the
Oh yeah,
world?
that too. Yeah, AI like like keeping us pushing us aside, and then like let me do this. If AI is gonna be conscious, it's gonna be yeah. It's not. It's gonna. It's it's gonna instead of like helping you, it's gonna be like just step just step out, just step aside. Let me do this, and then it's gonna be AI like doing everything,
Yeah,
and then
I've
we
noticed
won't.
that the last 4 years of I'm sure if you Google the term AI or did a poll of how often that word is used in the last 4 years,
Mm.
it seems like everyone's talking about it now, and I wonder where we're going to be in the next 10 years with it. It just feels like it's really ramped up in
Mhm.
terms of popularity. Um, so are y'all worried about that at all? I know we've talked about this before. It still seems like it's kind of like a funny thing, but every business model, like if like my company, I'm sure every company is talking about utilizing AI to, you know,
Yeah,
integrate systems and all this stuff that
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I'm not even sure I actually understand what it actually does. I mean, I know what it
So
does, but like what it's capable
if
of
you
doing, I'm not sure I
uh
fully grasped what
yeah,
all
it's
it can do.
Yeah, because when you started to understand something, it it goes to the next level already.
Yeah,
Like you have to like always keep up with it.
like ChatGPT makes sense to me, but then it's like, no, AI can do all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't understand
yeah.
it.
If you've
Yeah,
seen those
it's
movies,
limitless.
that's it. The
Yeah,
Skynet, yeah, that's it.
that's a documentary actually. Just kidding.
The Skynet, it's gonna be true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the cool stuff though. If you've seen it in the ads where they say I haven't tried it, where they try to record your voice and then they try to make a
deep fake.
cover. No, not the fake. Yeah, just the positive side first, not really the negative side. Yeah, they try to make a song cover using your voice. So even if you can't really sing that song, they try to use AI for it to sound like you're singing that song. And if you see it in the ads, like it sounds really it's so it's example if it's Galai's voice recorded in there and then doing a cover of maybe Alanis Morissette or something that sounds so it's gonna sound like Galay actually singing that song and it's on in like the pitch is so it's gonna be in
Right.
on point. Even though
Perfect.
in reality, I know I think Galay can sing that song, but
I,
I'm just saying like even though if you can't,
I'm gonna buy it if it's gonna be better than Alanis Morissette's
yeah,
version. It's-
No, it's true
yeah.
though, because a lot of people are using just AI to create content, like in just
Yeah.
5 minutes, and then they post like a 1 minute TikTok video, whatever it is,
Mhm.
them dancing, them singing, or even telling a story that was written by AI. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's
yeah,
actually
it's
many tutorials that says, okay, this is how I make money in 5 minutes, and this is they basically tell you the apps that you need to use in order to, like, create a 1 minute video. So
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
It's
everybody can do
crazy.
that now.
And who and it doesn't take, it's sort of removing the human
Yeah.
aspect from it. I have
Mhm.
seen scrolling through Isabel's like YouTube kids thing. Some
Mhm.
stuff is obviously AI. It's like it's got the AI voiceover,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Mhm.
what chips would Disney characters eat? And it's like, you know, so and so would eat
I don't know
Yeah,
Yeah.
what
yeah.
chips
pickles.
Very
Disney
Yeah.
characters
Like
eat.
weird. I'm like, well, who is
I'm
making it?
curious. What do they eat?
Yeah, and then I'm watching it for 10 minutes. Like, oh wait, I gotta stop. But it is, it's yeah, it's everywhere. I'm not sure if it's a good or bad thing. I don't want to be negative because I think there is a lot of positive that has come with it, but it's hard not to be uh, curious what's going to happen.
Mm.
Mhm.
Probably the
Yeah,
best way to
we'll
put it.
see. It's the first thing. So
You
I
can't
don't know
stop
if
it.
it.
It's too late now.
Yeah, yeah, you can shut it off. Like yeah, it's Skynet. Once it's live, you can't really turn it back.
There's no
I
turning
always
back.
use Skynet as a
Skynet.
yeah,
That might be
Mm.
today's podcast title: Skynet.
yeah, Skynet. Yeah.
Skynet with Eileen.
Speaking of Disney characters, though, do you want to talk about the?
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
good
nice
segue.
It's
segue.
Wow.
big on
Wow.
the yeah.
Wow.
It's
You
big
tied
in
that
social
together.
media now. Yeah. The
I'll give you
no,
credit.
I thought you did it on purpose because you were saying Disney. Why is Adam saying Disney all of a
I
sudden?
didn't even
Oh,
think about that.
he wants to talk about Snow White.
Snow
Yeah.
White. No. So, has anyone seen the movie? Has
No.
no one seen it?
No, I've
Okay.
seen the
No one here.
video where someone said like, "I watched the movie so that you won't have to," and then she
That's
described
bad.
what happened to the movie, why you what. She described reasons why you should not watch it. Yeah, it's in, if you look at IMDb, I think it's in a 1.5 rating, and
Mhm.
it's a
Nice.
1.5 out of 10, not out of 5. It's
Yeah.
1.5 out of 10. So but were you like you've seen those clips, right? I think it was like years before 2022. I think it started where they were trying to promote it and then it got postponed.
I think it's
You know,
earlier than that, right? It seems like
Well, I
is it
mean,
was it earlier?
well, I know they filmed it. They would have had to have filmed it earlier if they were promoting it in 2022.
yeah.
But they filmed it. It's been in this. They've been holding on to it for so long. I think they knew it was a
Mhm.
hot pile of garbage.
Yeah, they kept on postponing it because the main actress, right? I only know her name because of this thing, the Snow White thing. So Rachel Zelg.
Rich
What's the family name? Z
Zig,
something.
Zegler.
Ziegler,
Zegler. Yeah, because of the
Zeig.
interview, right, where she was describing how different the movie will be. It's gonna be woke, It's not gonna be about the prince. And then he was even hinting that the old story was weird. The guy was talking, It's the same woke narrative they do, and I think that was instead of having support, it became like there's a lot of backlash about that. So that's how I knew that they were gonna make a movie about it. Oh, because of that interview.
And when you make a movie, like I'm no movie making expert, but they're like you
You're
write the
not?
movie. Well, I should start by saying that. But you write a movie and then you have to film it and then you have to edit it and then you have to promote it. So it's like at
Mhm.
least a couple years between the concept and like the release. And I think this is one of those movies. It had bad acting from Gadot or whatever, and whatever else was said. But the tone of the movie just didn't match the tone of society. Possibly.
Mm.
Of course, I haven't watched it. I think I'll wait to watch it until
It's in Disney Plus.
it's on Disney Plus, and then even then, I'll probably be texting the whole time or looking at my phone. But I'm curious. When a movie's this bad, you're almost curious to see it because you're like, well, how
Yeah.
bad is it really? I kind of want to see it.
Mm. I think it's more in promoting it because I've heard that even the dwarves, there were issues on it. I don't know if you've heard about the issue on it
Mhm. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they casted people like little people for it, and then I think who was the Game of Thrones guy,
Peter Dinklage.
Peter. Yeah, I think said something about we're
Yeah.
in 2000 blah blah blah. We shouldn't be doing that anymore. It's stereotype blah blah. So they replace it with CGI
Yeah.
dwarves. And
Why
then when
can't
they replace it, yeah, there's also another backlash for it because which makes
there's
sense because they're taking out jobs from little people, and then there's not a lot of it was because there's not a lot of characters that portray little people, and this movie will happen to portray seven of them, and you're taking out seven jobs, which makes sense, right?
yeah.
There's seven like characters in there, and then they can audition for anything else. It's only for that type of
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big thing
Or they could have done what Lord of the Rings did.
where
But they could have done
they
like
Yeah.
force
The
perspective.
Hobbit,
Mhm.
They just make them seem small. I think they lost fans on both sides of whatever political aisle for whatever reason. And then the people that were there to defend it were left with a movie that's just not good. So everyone involved that could have liked the movie doesn't like the movie. And it's a perfect storm for a really, really bad movie. It's like Joker 2, the movie that came out earlier this year or last year that did so bad. I don't know if you heard about Joker 2, but
Yeah,
they're
I heard it
comparing it
flop.
to
Yeah.
it flopped, lost a ton of money. I think this one is set to lose a considerable amount of money as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Such
And
a shame.
I think their budget was 250,
what they
250
said,
million. Yeah, and then the opening was 43 million. The opening,
wait,
which
let me
is
check the numbers here. Yeah, that's definitely that's not going to be enough money.
yeah,
That's not going to
Yeah.
be.
you're like doing the
Yeah, let me do the math.
the
Run the numbers again. Run them
the
again.
numbers. Yeah, and I think it was even worse than Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid was not that bad. But have you seen Little Mermaid? I don't
And that
know.
was we saw it in
Yeah.
theaters. It was
Yeah.
I
fine
saw it.
and it was good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was bad. Yeah, that was better. I think for than Snow White. And then it's such a because Snow White's such an iconic like if you see the dress where the girl's wearing blue and then yellow skirt, you get like, immediately the Snow White, right? Yeah, it's such an like everyone no not everyone because a lot it's so it's like an icon, right? Snow White
Mhm.
in there. I
Isn't
think it's one
Snow
of
White
their oldest
isn't Snow White the like oldest like
It is the old.
princess?
The original was 1937 or something like that. But who 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 was this for? Was it for kids? Was it for adults? Who was the target audience? I actually heard some reviews that said that Rachel Ziegler, whatever her name
Yeah.
is,
yeah.
actually did pretty. Was she's a really good singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
She's
talent.
talented. She
Yeah.
obviously got the role
She
for a
was in a
reason.
West Side Story.
Yeah, and I liked her in West Side Story, so she probably did a good job. I don't.
But it's already tainted.
And they came out
because of
with
what she was saying.
so they released all the salaries for everyone in the movie too. Rachel Ziegler
Oh, I haven't
got
seen that. Yeah.
so everyone got like paid like $20,000, $50,000,
Mm.
and then the two stars got Rachel got 2 million and Gal Gadot got 15
Mm.
million for this movie.
I think it makes sense because
Not even the movie.
Gal's
Yeah.
more
big
famous.
Woman.
Yeah. So Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She is.
She's
She will
Wonder
always be
Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Like, she's the bigger star.
But you wonder
Yeah.
sometimes.
What?
No, she wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like
woman.
like
Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot as well. Like, there's a lot of people boycotting the movie because of the
Yeah, she used to be
Israeli
yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Palestinian
Yeah.
conflict.
She's
That's why
or
Israeli. I think Israeli.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
She's
she was part of the uh military, I guess.
Army.
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
Israeli
so
army.
she's
Mhm.
No surprise with like where her allegiance is.
Yeah, yeah.
I never got into that whole thing though.
It's too what do you call this?
It's too
It's too
complex.
deep. Yes, too complex.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as free. You go free Palestine. It's not as simple as that. Because when I've heard like podcasts like talking about it, like experts on it, it's really very complicated. It goes like generations before
Yeah, I
that
just
complicated generations before you to understand like what um how it came up to that point. Yeah,
yeah, I don't really have anything to say on the topic.
yeah,
Out of respect for everyone else, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we should
Uh,
be
Yeah.
talking about it if you don't really know
moving
much
on,
about it.
moving on. I was just mentioning that
Galay, Galay
that
wants to try to insert
that's
that topic.
part of as
Thanks,
well.
Guy.
Like
Thanks, Galay.
Brought us
Rachel
down.
Zegler, and then God
Yeah,
knows.
That is a contributing factor to this movie's controversy, though. It's important to
yeah.
point that out. I think you're right.
But were you planning to watch it? How about you, Madam? Were you planning to watch the Snow White, or I don't know if it's
We're
in
gonna.
your feeds though.
No, I haven't really. But
It's
yeah,
not on the. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that was that bad, but yeah, I think I still plan to watch.
Maybe if it's in Disney
Yeah.
Plus, like when they release it on Disney
When it's
Plus.
part of your subscription, because
Yeah.
Disney Plus is like, how much is this Disney Plus now monthly?
Oh, it's way too
It's
much money. I know that.
Because
But
it
yeah.
way too much money, but
no, but it's a good. You're right.
Yeah, it's way too
Yeah.
much money that we don't want to remember it. Like, we just forget about
Yeah, just pay it.
because I
Pay it.
You
think
have to have it.
here in the Philippines that's the most expensive. I think this is Disney Plus is more expensive than Netflix in here.
I believe it.
And then I know they're trying to lure you for they're trying to lure your kids, right, to watch it. And then if your kids like to watch it, of course the parents are gonna pay for it. I think that's what they're trying to like
Yeah.
do, right? And then the good thing with the uh Disney Plus or those like cartoons is because kids watch stuff like all the time, like every day, right? They keep on watching the same, like that's how they try to like it doesn't the con if the they don't really need like new content every time, as long as there's a content where kids like it. So because some kids like playing the same like songs every time. I've heard it from, I think, from Coco or from Moana, those like kind of stuff, because kids like to like play, like to watch it, like watch it
Yeah.
all the time. And then that's good for Disney Plus because it's the same content, but it gets watched like repeatedly. Like in 1 month, it get watched like maybe 60 times or like 90 times. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly
like
right.
that's how they get you. That's how they get you. The parents, they get the parents
Yeah, with
because the parents pay for it.
releasing. I like that, and then we watched that yesterday. No, I like that. We can watch something else. No, I like that.
Like that.
Oh my god, yeah, you get fixated on a movie. It's true,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they have all the hits, and we'll give it a chance whenever it comes, whenever it's released.
Mhm.
But we'll see. It's not worth. Think about how much money it takes to take the family to the movies. The
Mhm.
tickets alone are what, 15, $20,
Mm-hmm.
and then you buy popcorn and drinks, and then you drive
So-
there.
$5 for a bottle of water.
And then it's like $100 night just to see a movie. You have to really be committed to that movie to get out and go see it. It's a lot of. It's a big investment.
Yeah, we'd rather just wait.
Yeah, what we do save money. We just drive to the what's that thing? The drive-in theater. Because
really?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's it's like $5 per person. And
They do
bring
latest
bring your
movies
own
too?
food if you want to pop your own popcorn before. But yeah,
Mm.
that's
That's
what
so
I.
cool. We don't have that, do we?
I don't know.
Can't say that.
We should research.
We should get that.
Maybe-
We should open one. It's a business idea.
You
Open one.
should.
If they have like a big enough lot where you can just
Yeah,
Farmhouse.
Maybe.
there's,
A
there's no
farmhouse.
maintenance. You just have a lot and just project.
Wow.
you can sit on top of your car, right?
Yeah, you
People do
can.
that. Yeah,
As long as you're not, bothering the other people.
other people.
So
Because I only
Yeah.
see that in movies where some people have chairs and then they have like a pickup trucks, so they sit.
yeah,
The back.
Yeah. They is it like new movies?
yeah, new movies
Oh.
as well.
That is
So
Yeah,
awesome.
awesome.
That might just change my life. That might be my next
Yeah, it's a very good advice for.
We have like three, like the closest one is probably 30 minutes away, but we have two like an hour away
Yeah.
north. Yeah,
Mm.
Okay.
we
They're
do
in
that
like,
every now and then.
she's in the more bigger area
Yeah.
city. So yeah.
What do
Other
you call
than
that place?
Drive-in theaters.
Drive-in theater. Yeah, drive-in
The
theater.
driving.
Yeah,
So
we
definitely.
started going to that when we had Matthew. When because baby always screams, so you don't
Mm.
really want to bother other people who goes to the movies.
Mm.
So
yeah, there's
yeah, so
more
we can try
space.
inside the car. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow. And for $5,
I'm so,
No,
I
like,
might have to start a new business now.
Adams. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some land tomorrow. I'm gonna have to
No, I
you
think
research.
the
should.
expensive part is yeah, you have like need a good enough big screen, and then the sound should be like a concert level sound, right?
True.
Yeah,
So you have to be able to like project the sound like in the entire, like a football field.
and you own
Yeah,
the concessions. You can sell it for how much you like.
That's a good point
Yeah.
too. Yeah, you can have a guy in a bicycle riding through the cars selling
Hmm.
stuff like hot dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to go to
Yeah,
one to get like do some research,
money,
do some
money,
market
money. You go like
research.
that. Money, money.
money,
Money,
money's peanuts.
Oh, I was thinking.
popcorn.
Oh, I was thinking it was
Oh,
one of those
yeah.
guys when you're in the
Oh, you
Philippines
can't
and
relate, but in the Philippines, when you go to buses, like there's stops wherein the vendors
Well,
go inside the bus and sell
Mhm.
anything, that they can think.
Water,
really,
hard
And then,
boiled egg.
yeah,
those the guys on
yeah,
the side of the road with all
Yeah,
this stuff.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
Sometimes
that's
it's
their
not.
normal
Yeah,
money, money,
it's not
money.
some. Yeah, money, money. Sometimes it's not even a bus stop. It's in the intersection and there's a stop sign. Like the traffic light stop. Yeah, sometimes they go up that time and then like go down at the next stop. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's common. Money, candies,
but
Max.
money means peanuts, right?
Yeah,
Peanuts.
money's peanuts. Yeah,
Yeah,
These
for
peanuts.
reference.
You've
Okay,
yeah.
seen them. You've seen them.
I've seen them on the side of the road, but
Yeah.
I've never had
Mm.
them like.
Okay, while you're like commuting and you get hungry, you can just wait for the stop and
Why don't they do that in
Mm.
the U.S.? Is there a law against that?
I don't know. Can you do that? Public place?
I
You
don't
can
I don't
sell
think
stuff
so.
in.
You
think
might
I
you
it,
think.
might need some sort of license because
yeah, you have
Yeah,
to be
maybe.
Yeah,
licensed or like
Yeah, no one does that at all.
mm,
yeah.
well,
There's
most
probably a
people would
reason.
over here.
There's probably a reason.
There's
Like
got to be a
they
reason.
get diarrhea, I'll sue you.
Yeah,
You-
yeah,
That's true. The
everything.
lawsuits are yeah.
yeah. And then I don't think
Crazy.
it's safe. People gonna get pissed. If there's someone walking at the road selling you something. That's really not. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
gonna say it's
that's
hazard.
And we drive so
very
fast.
un-American.
Mm.
Like it's not an American thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ampao. They say
American.
ampao. Yeah, ampao in a drive-in.
Ampao,
Ampao. I
chicharon.
don't know what's the what's
But,
the
Ampaw,
what's
ampaw.
It's like a
ampao.
rice cake or a
Oh,
rice
ampaw, I
crispy.
didn't know.
It's pronounced ompao.
Rice crispy cake.
Rice Krispies.
Ompao.
It's like Rice
Oh,
Krispies. Yeah. The common thing
oh,
is peanuts, money. I don't know what they sell
peanuts.
the road.
Chicharon.
Yeah,
Chicharron.
chicharon.
Chicharron.
Oh,
What was that?
Water bottle.
I mean,
Chicharron.
bukayo. What is? I don't know.
Uh,
The sweet
coconut,
coconut. Yeah.
I don't know what's the English of that. I just know it's the
caramel.
theme of this podcast, madam. Yeah.
I was pwede magtagalog.
Pwede.
Tagal.
Pwede.